Hello. So today's post is, Dear God, may I have $1 million? And I'm pretty aware that $1 million in today's standards is probably playing it small, like that dude in Austin Powers, 1 million. But I figured, why not? Because I think if you have $1 million, you automatically qualify as a millionaire. Maybe I should say 2 million, but whatever. The point is, and I think this comes out in the blog post, is that there's this belief out there that if a person has $1 million, somehow that validates their life. If a person is a millionaire, then at least if you're a millionaire, you have a life that has been worth living. Even when they talk about retirement and different things like that, they always say, and if you get to this point, you'll have like this many $1 million. And people go, yeah, that's awesome. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having $1 million. No, not at all. If I did have $1 million today, I'd be probably pretty excited. However, I wouldn't think that it would validate my being. What I do think is it might enhance how I can do some things that I might enjoy, and it might give me some time to do more of things I enjoy, and that's awesome. But if I don't end up with $1 million, it doesn't mean I can't have a full life. But that being said, I decided to pray for $1 million anyway. Why? Because I've been thinking a lot about prayer lately. I've been working in a hospital recently, and been working with a lot of patients who are at various stages of like either illness or are incapacitated in some kind of way, or they have healings and stuff like that that they either would desire or sometimes don't desire, and different things like that. And that's really been affecting my thoughts about what to pray for, what not to pray for, what's worth it, what's not worth it, whatever. And for the longest time when I prayed, I primarily have focused on praying for wisdom or clarity or higher level of consciousness. But to tell you the truth, if I ever got like some kind of disease or sickness or something like that, I don't really, up to this point, didn't really know if I would pray for any kind of healing. Because the way that my brain works, I kind of, for one thing, I operate from a paradigm of eternal life. So I don't feel like this particular expression of me, which everyone that knows me knows as Pedro, I don't think that's like the fullness of who I am. I think that's who I'm being or who I'm presenting to the world right now. But the way my brain works, I'm aware that Pedro isn't even me, in the sense that somebody named me Pedro. If somebody would have named me Larry or Bob or whatever the case may be, then that's what my name would have been. So to say Pedro isn't to say the essence of who I am. I'm more than a name. I'm more than a personality. I'm more than a race. I'm more than a story. I'm more than a religion, or all those things that people use to kind of describe who they think me to be. But no matter how many descriptions they have, even if they wrote down everything about me from the day I was born to the day I ceased to be in this world, it still wouldn't be me. It would just be some ideas about me, because there's some internal stuff going on. So what does that have to do with $1 million? Well, basically, because I don't experience myself as this like temporal, just like a temporal being, I don't use some of the things that people use to qualify life as being valuable or not valuable from the temporal linear perspective. So that being said, I don't think about those things when I pray. I never pray for like a long life, because I don't really necessarily know if a long life is good for me. Or I don't pray for whatever. Most of the stuff that people qualify as valid prayers in the material world, I assume that I'm going to be taken care of as far as the material existence is concerned, because so far I have been. So I just don't think about it too much. I don't worry about being taken care of in the future, because I've been taken care of now. And let's face it, if you're a Christian and you read the Bible, you know it's in there. It says don't worry about tomorrow. And I pretty much do my best not to do that. That being said, I talk to a lot of people. They ask me to pray for them, and a lot of times their prayers are about tomorrow, or tomorrow's tomorrow or way, way out in the future. And as a minister, I guess I'm coming to a place where I want to be able to engage that for the people that I'm talking to, which I guess I can't knock it till I try it. So I started saying, well, let me just pray for stuff that other people pray for just to see what happens. So that being said, I started saying, hey, dear God, can I have $1,000,000? And I haven't gotten it yet, but I still figured, why not? And I'm going to start praying for some other stuff, because the truth is, when people ask me to pray for them for things that I would never ask for myself, my prayers don't feel that authentic. And so I want to be able to meet people where they are and understand where they're coming from. And so I'm starting to pray for some of that stuff too. And it's kind of funny. I mean, sometimes I just pray for random stuff. Just I'm like, oh, let me just pray for that just to see. Because for a long time, I wasn't really into the whole, like, looking at God as like a Santa Claus superhero. And if God doesn't come in and, like, save you and give you what you want, then let's just get mad about it. Because I know that's like a lot of people, is how they experience their relationship with God. And I just didn't really want to have any part of that. But I started thinking, well, maybe I can experience God the way that I experience God now. And why not add the superhero Santa Claus in there too? Because maybe God feels like doing that. I don't know. So because I'm slightly ignorant, I am just working my way through the different ways of being with God to include superhero Santa Claus. Because the fact is, sometimes when I hear people approaching God from that perspective solely, like prosperity gospel and all that stuff, I kind of be like, ugh, or whatever. But who am I to judge? So I'm not trying to get all prosperity gospel style. That's still not my thing. But I figured, what the heck? Let's experiment with it. Maybe God will give me $1,000,000. And then maybe I'll be like, wow, that's awesome. I should ask for $1 billion. But who knows? I won't know until I try. So I'm playing around with it. And guess what? I'm praying for all you guys to get $1 million too. Because it seems like that's what everybody wants anyway. So I figure, why fight it? I'm going to pray for everybody to get $1 million. For everybody to be happy all the time. For everyone to stay happy. For everyone to live as long as they can live. And all these other things. Because the truth is, no matter what I pray for, things are probably going to work out the way they're going to work out. And I'm going to have to learn to deal with it. And probably other people are too. But it doesn't hurt to pray for what you want in the meantime. So, in an effort of solidarity with my friends and fellow believers, I'm not praying for the darkness of my enemies and all the other crazy stuff, though. You guys can keep that. But the other stuff, why not? Let's do it. $1 million for everybody. Let everybody be happy. Let's see what happens. All right, take care.